Hello students, welcome back for the part 9th session of income tax subject. Chapter name capital gains for final year BCom students. The previous sessions we have learned how to solve the illustrations which is under capital gain along with the exemptions. In this session we will see new kind of problems along with the exemptions. So let us start by first one. Shri Atmananda submits the following particulars of assets sold during the year 2018-19. We have three assets: gold, securities, plot. Sale proceeds 4 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000, 20 lakh. Brokerage paid on sales. Gold is nil. For securities it is also nil. For plot 2%. Cost of acquisition 60,000, 40,000, 1 lakh 40,000. Year of acquisition 2008-9, 2013-14, 2004-5. Cost inflation index 137, 220 and 113. Date of sale 1/6/2018. Securities 1/1/2019. For plot 30/8/2018. He has purchased a residential house for rupees 9 lakh on 25/3/2019, on which the date he did not own any other residential house. Whether Shri Atmananda is eligible to claim exemption under section 54F. Calculate the taxable capital gain for the assessment year 2019-20. Cost inflation index for the financial year 2018-19 is 280. And you can see in this illustration they have given one sentence that is regarding with the new investment. The assessee has done new investment on residential house, and also they have said whether that assessee is eligible to claim exemption under section 54F. That is the question mark they have given. I have not said that investment is related to one asset. So we need to apply and check the conditions for all the assets. If it is applicable to all the assets, then we need to go with the preference of giving for which asset we need to give the exemption first. So that we are supposed to see. First, let us check whether this exemption will applicable for all the assets or not. Let us check whether it will apply for gold. So gold which is purchased in 2008-9. So definitely it will come long-term capital asset. And purchase is residential house, that is the new investment. I can say while calculating 54F, sale should be any long-term capital asset, that is satisfied. Purchase should be residential house property, that is also satisfied. Then the exemption can apply for gold. Now let us check for securities. Securities which is purchased on 2013-14, definitely it will be also long-term capital asset because it is more than 2 years or 1 year. And the sale is any long-term capital asset, that will be satisfied. Purchase is new residential house, that is also satisfied. Then for second asset also this exemption will apply. Now we'll check for the third capital asset, that is plot. The plot is purchased on 2004 and 5. Definitely it will be more than 3 years, so it is also long-term capital asset. The sale of any long-term capital asset, that is satisfied. The purchase is residential house, that is also satisfied. Now I can say the plot is also eligible to get exemption under 54F. All the three assets are eligible under section 54F. Now I need to find out the preference. That preference will say for which asset I need to give the exemption first. While solving this illustration, I am going to solve up to gross capital gain for all the three assets. Then I will find out the preference to which asset I need to give exemption first. Then I'll find out the long-term capital gain or capital loss for all the three assets. So let us start with the solution. Assessee is Shri Atmananda. We have three capital assets: gold, securities and plant. We have already know that all the three assets are long-term capital asset only. You can see here I have given the heading computation of taxable income from capital gain of Shri Atmananda for the assessment year 2019-20. I have entered three columns for capital assets: gold, securities and plant. So as we have already know, all the three assets will come under long-term capital assets by checking the date from purchase to the sale. So let us consider all the three assets as long-term capital asset. Let us enter that. For securities also long-term capital asset, and for plot also long-term capital asset. So let us start by taking gross sale consideration for gold. Sale proceeds for gold is 4 lakh and we don't have any expenditure on selling it, so it will be nil. And then by doing total we will get 4 lakh in net sale consideration. Now I need to find out index cost of acquisition. It is purchased after 2001, after 1/4/2001. So now I need to take the cost, that is 60,000, divided by 137 into 280. So you can see this in the working note which I have done for gold after 1/4/2001. 60,000 divided by 137 into 280. I'll get 1,22,628. In the illustration, we don't have any improvements which is made on that gold, so it will be nil. Gross capital gain will be 2,77,372. So let us find out for securities. Sales is 1,50,000. We don't have any expenditure on sales. It will be nil, and net sale consideration will be 1,50,000 only. Index cost of acquisition. So as you can see, it is also purchased after 1/4/2001 because it is purchased in 2013-14. I need to take the original cost 40,000 divided by 220 into 280. 220 is the index number for 2013-14. You can see this in working note. I'll get 50,909 as index cost of acquisition. After that, we need to check improvement. The illustration, we don't have any improvement for securities. It will be nil. The total will be 99,091 rupee. Now I need to find out for plot. Sale is 20 lakh and expenses on that is 2%. So first let us take the sale value 20 lakhs. 2% on that 20 lakh is 40,000. If I deduct it, I'll get 19,60,000 as net sale consideration. Index cost of acquisition will be also after 1/4/2001. I need to take 1,40,000 divided by 113 into 280. You can see this also in working note. 1,40,000 divided by 113 into 280. 3,46,903 as index cost of acquisition. We don't have any improvement, so improvement will be nil. And gross capital gain will be 16,13,097. I have found it out only up to gross capital gain because I have already told you that exemption, in order to give exemption I need to find out the preference. That is the reason I have calculated up to gross capital gain. Now let us calculate the exemption for which asset I need to give first. So clear exemption is under section 54F and the amount for that is 9 lakh and it is also done within the stipulated time. Let us check for all the three assets: gold, securities, plot. First let us find out the preference. For which asset I need to calculate exemption first. You can see in the working note which I have done for preference to give exemption for capital asset. Exemption under section 54F, order of preference. For that I need to use a formula, so that is gross capital gain divided by net sale consideration into 100. By using this I'll get the percentage. For gold, you can see gross capital gain is the 2,77,372 divided by 4 lakh into 100. I'll get 69.34%. For securities, gross capital gain is 99,091 rupee divided by net sale consideration is 1,50,000 into 100. I'll get the percentage of 66.07%. For plot, you can see the gross capital gain is 16,13,097 rupees divided by net sale consideration is 19,60,000 into 100. We will get 82.30%. You can easily say which preference I can give for first. Plot will be first preference because it got a percentage of 82.3, and gold will be a second preference, that is the percentage we have second highest, and the last highest is securities, that is 66.7%. Now I need to calculate exemption for plot. Then if any left out amount will be there from the exemption, then I can go for second preference. First let us start with the first preference. You can see the condition while applying for 54F. We need to check the condition, that is the cost, that is the new investment, which is more than or less than we need to check. So it is less than net sale consideration, 9 lakh is less than 19,60,000. Then I need to apply the formula, that is gross capital gain divided by net sale consideration into cost of new investment. Gross capital gain we have 16,13,097 divided by net sale consideration is 19,60,000 into cost is 9 lakh. So by using this formula, we are going to get the exemption under section 54F with the amount of 7,40,708. So now this 7,40,708 is for first preference. So let us check whether there is an left out amount for other exemption, as we have already taken exemption for 19,60,000. Net sale consideration is 19,60,000. We have taken exemption up to that amount. Here in the exemption portion, that is in the new investment portion, we have only 9 lakh. So it is not exceeded 19,60,000. If it is exceeded 19,60,000, after that amount, if we are having that, then we can go with the second preference. As we are not having exceeding of 19,60,000, we are not giving exemption for other two assets. So only exemption we are supposed to give for plot. For other two it will be nil, because the exemption which we have already taken for up to 19,60,000, in the new investment we don't have that much money, that is only we have 9 lakh. That is the reason for other two it will be nil. Net capital gain for gold 2,77,372. Net capital gain for securities 99,091. For 8,72,389. Let us solve one more illustration. Mr. Ramanand inherited 20 acres of agricultural land in urban limits from his father during 1999. The fair market value on 1/4/2001 was rupees 38,000 per acre. He made improvements during the previous year 2005-06 at a cost of rupees 3,000 per acre, and for that year cost inflation index is 117. On 17/8/2018 he sold 10 acres at 12,50,000 per acre, and expenditure on transfer was 4%. He made the following appropriations. First one, purchased another of 10 acres of agricultural land at 1,90,000 per acre. Purchased residential house for rupees 24 lakhs. Paid rupees 9 lakh for a bank loan taken for private purpose. Compute taxable gain, and we have cost inflation index number for 2001 and 2 and 2018-19. In this illustration we are supposed to do carefully, because the entire agricultural land is not sold, only around 10 acres which will be sold by the assessee, and also we have two exemptions in this illustration. So let us solve it first. Mr. Ramanand is the assessee, and in this capital asset is agricultural land which is in urban limits. It will be eligible for taxation. Then we need to check which is purchased in 1999, which is before 1/4/2001. So sold in 17/18/2018. So compare from purchase date to sale date, it should be more than 2 years. So it is also more than 2 years. It will be long-term capital asset. Computation of taxable income from capital gain of Mr. Ramanand. Agricultural land will come under the category of land and building. It is also long-term capital asset. Now we'll start with the taking of sale consideration. Entire land is not sold. We have a 20 acres of agricultural land. On that 10 acres of agricultural land which is sold. And remember, per acre value is 12,50,000. They have said it is for per acre, and it is sold only 10 acres, not the entire 20 acres. Now I need to multiply that 12,50,000 into 10 acres. You can see I have entered that also. 12,50,000 into 10, I'll get 1,25 lakhs. Next I need to go with the expenditure, that is 4%. So this is supposed to calculate on the total sale value, that is on 1,25 lakhs into 4%. We'll get an amount of rupees 5 lakh. I need to deduct that. I'll get net sale consideration as 1,20 lakhs. Now I need to find out index cost of acquisition. So here it is purchased before 1/4/2001. As you can see, it is purchased on 1999. On that day they have not given the value. On that day they have not given the original cost value, but they have given only fair market value as on 1/4/2001, which is the amount of 38,000. That is also per acre. So remember, in this illustration they have given it is for per acre. So in this illustration the agricultural land sold is only 10 acres. So for that only we are supposed to calculate. So let us take it. So fair market value 38,000 into 10 acres, and divided by 100 and multiply with 280. So because it is before 1/4/2001, 38,000 into 10 acres, you'll get 3,80,000 divided by 100 into 280. I'll get an index cost of acquisition with the amount of rupees 10,64,000 in the place of index cost of acquisition. Let us check, do we have improvements? Yes, they have given. He made improvements during the previous year 2005-6 at a cost of rupees 3,000. That is also per acre. We are supposed to consider for 10 acres. And also they have given index number 3,000 into 10 acres divided by 117 and multiply with the 280, which is the index number for 2018-19. So let us take that improvement. It is the improvement which is made after 1/4/2001 with the amount of 3,000 into 10, 30,000 divided by 117 into 280. I'll get 71,795 in the place of index cost of improvement. So after deducting these two, I'll get a gross capital gain with the amount of rupees 1,08,64,205 in the place of gross capital gain. So now let us find out the exemption. In this illustration, we have only one capital asset, but they have given two particular information, as well as they have given three information. You can see in the adjustment, that is in the additional information. Purchased another of 10 acres of agricultural land at 1,90,000 per acre. That is the one information. And also we have purchased residential house for rupees 24 lakh. You can see if the first one, that is we have agricultural land. Purchase is also agricultural land, sale is also agricultural land, that will come under 54B. Purchase is residential house, that is the second one. So sale is any long-term capital asset, we can consider like that, and purchase is residential house, which will also come under 54F. So third one is pay 9 lakh for bank loan for private purpose. So it will not come under any exemptions, or we are not going to take that any amount, so that will not be taken. So first two will be related to exemptions. So let me repeat again. First one is purchased another of 10 acres of agricultural land. So in this, sale is also agricultural land, purchase is also agricultural land. It will come under section 54B. So they have done the investment of 1,90,000. That is also per acre. They have purchased newly 10 acres. So if I calculate that, I need to multiply with the 10 acres with the amount of each acre value. So let us calculate the exemption under section 54B first. So which I need to compare with gross capital gain with the new investment. You can see here new investment is 1,90,000 into 10. That you will get 19 lakh. Then you need to compare with the gross capital gain. So it is more than 19 lakh, that is 1 crore. So you can easily take the lower value, that is 19 lakh. Now we'll go with the next exemption. So let us check it first. The sale is agricultural land. This you can also take it as long-term capital asset, any long-term capital asset. And the purchase is residential house. Remember, for 54F, sale should be any long-term capital asset, purchase should be residential house property. So it is also satisfied. Now we can take this. The amount of investment is 24 lakhs. While finding out exemption under section 54F, first we are supposed to check the condition, whether the new investment is more than net sale consideration or less than net sale consideration. You can see here, new investment is 24 lakhs and which is less than net sale consideration, that is 1 crore 20 lakhs. If it is less than, then we need to apply the formula with gross capital gain divided by net sale consideration into new investment. That is gross capital gain 1 crore 8,64,205, net sale consideration is 1 crore 20 lakh and new investment is 24 lakhs. So I'll get the exemption is 21,72,841 rupees. So let us enter that and find out net capital gain by deducting those two from gross capital gain. I'll get an amount of rupees 67,91,364 as net capital gain. I've given three more illustration for you guys to solve. So this is one illustration, Mr. Venkatesh, and also I've changed the dates. So you need to follow these dates only. On the first asset, that is residential house property, they have given one information, that is he purchased a commercial property for 15 lakh in Jan 2018. Remember carefully while calculating exemption, this is a asset is related to commercial property. It is not a residential house or residential property. So carefully do the illustration, because this, for the first capital asset, you won't get any exemption because it is commercial property. Then you can see the second illustration you're supposed to do. So in this also I have changed the dates, so follow these dates only. So in this there is no much information, so you can calculate easily and find out the answer. And this is the third illustration you're supposed to solve. Please solve these three illustrations, and if you're having any doubts, please mention in the comment section. And thank you for watching.